Hello YouTube, this is The Bucket coming at you today with my CANiK TTI Combat. This is a compensated striker-fired firearm made by CANiK and endorsed by Terran Tactical. And if you've been following along, I have had a long and winding road about this particular firearm. I spent $950 on this firearm, and right out of the box, I had over a 13% failure rate. The failures that I experienced were a lot of failures to return to battery, light primer strikes, and the bullets were getting gouged on the way in. I ended up sharing my video, what I was experiencing with that whole situation, and I had a lot of viewers that came in and started telling me about the similar problems they were having. Apparently, failures to return into battery is a major problem with this firearm. And actually, when I called up Century Arms, they didn't even argue with me. They were just like, send it on back. We'll see what we can do for you. They told me it would take 4 to 6 weeks. And actually, on the 5th week to the day, they delivered this firearm. Now, the problem with that was CANiK didn't bother to let me know. Ironically, I checked in with him saying, hey, it's been over 4 weeks. And the guy, Jacob, responded back saying, oh, as I'm checking this over, it looks like they've already shipped it. Here's your shipping number. And I just happened to luck out that they told me that on the day that it got returned. So I came back. In the packaging, they had the previous recoil spring. They said that they had replaced the recoil spring. That's all I could read into it, but I may have missed something. They also said that they fired 36 rounds. I'm guessing what they do is 2 mags, and I gave them the 18-round mag, not the 21-round mag, so I'm guessing that's how they came on the 36 rounds. Got it back. It looked fine. It wasn't very oily, so when I got to the range, I put some oil in it, and I brought Remington green and white box, 124 grain. I fired 50 rounds of this, and it shot flawlessly, no problems. Then I ended up shooting some Fiocchi Target Max. Now, this is a proprietary thing that they have made for Shields. It did not like this as well. I only fired 30 rounds because in the 30 rounds, I ended up having 2 failures. Again, failure to return into battery. 28 goods, 2 bads. Then I fired 50 rounds of Federal 115 grain, and this shot flawlessly as well. So if you do the math, the failure rate on 130 rounds with 2 failures is 1.5% failure rate, much improved from the 13% failure rate. And somebody could argue, if you're just buying budget 115 grain, and I've heard good and bad things about this stuff, maybe you'll say it was this ammo and it wasn't anything else. So really, you're going to have to decide what is acceptable for you. And if you say, well, this is kind of a range toy anyway, I don't care about clearing a couple malfunctions every 130 rounds, well, then you're going to be happy with it. It feels good in the hand. The trigger pull's nice. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a cool looking gun, and it's neat in that way. And if you check out my previous video, it's got the challenge coin. It's got lots of cool little ins and outs of it. I'm not going to keep this gun. I'm going to trade it off. This has just been an awful experience from the beginning. CANiK never, or Century Arms never apologized for me. Their service, while they pick up the phone and they were nice enough, it was kind of a difficult process. For me, I can buy a Taurus G2C and I'm not going to have a 1.5 failure percent rate. They just run a lot better than that. So I'm not going to do that. Terran Tactical, I ended up getting somebody from the sales department that every few, I would email him in 4 or 5 days. Well, I don't want to say that. A few days later, he would call back to me or he would email me back, and, it was what it was. So just like a real bad taste in my mouth. I've had CANiKs in the past. I've had really good luck with them. I like Turkish companies. I think they make good firearms, but after this is, I'll probably never buy another CANiK ever again. It's just what it is. So take that for what it's worth. There's some positive stuff. I returned the firearm. It was within the time period that they said it would be. The failure rate was much improved. I enjoyed shooting it when the gun went bang. It was a lot of fun to shoot. If you like it, you like it. I just think I'm going to move on to the next thing and get some new content for the channel. So I do want to thank you so much for supporting the channel. All the likes, the comments, the shares, they're really appreciated. And as always, you stay classy, YouTube.
I learned a lesson. Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing.